this is an analogy that I've come up with. This is my opinion. I draw an analogy, what has happened to U.A.W. as a union house, as a union house on, as anyone's house on a street that you live on. You live on the street as a member, a union member. You live on the street, and you're a part owner of this union house. And every day you drive down the street, and you look at the union house. You take a glance. You look at the union house. It looks, the grass is trimmed, mowed. The trees are trimmed. Everything's painted. Just a glance, you drive by, everything looks fine. Time passes, and you drive back and forth to work, and you drive and you look at the union house, and everything looks fine. You go down, and then you live in your life. You're involved with your children's sports. You're involved with your vacations and your hobbies, but you drive by and everything's looking fine in the union house. And then, 5 years pass, and you drive by, and you notice the grass isn't mowed. Well, so you take a second glance, but you keep going. You live your life. You don't pay attention. You're making good money. You don't care. You got your middle class lifestyle, and you drive back and forth. A few months later, maybe a year later, you notice the trees aren't trimmed. The bushes aren't trimmed, and the paint's starting to flake off of the gutters. And you're starting to think, now what's going on here? You're not maintaining the house. So, you're still making your pay, and you're living your middle class lifestyle. But now you drive by, you're looking a little longer, and you're looking a little closer, and you're starting to wonder in your mind what's going on. Well, one day you drive by, and there's trash all over the front yard, and everything's dilapidated. The grass is dead, and it's six inches high. And so you say, well, that's it. I got to find out what's going on here. So you get out of your car, you take some effort, you get out of your car, you walk up to the building, and you look in the window, and to your dismay, the ceilings are caved in. There's black mold all over. There's cobwebs. There's not a stitch of furniture inside the union house. What happened? Well, the house is abandoned. And where did they go? Well, they all moved down the street. They abandoned the manufacturing union house. And now they got a new house down the street with green grass, and now it's being supported by nurses and healthcare workers and government workers. These people are supporting this new union house, and you're left with the old one that's worthless. You have no equity in the house anymore. And over 20 years, you've been paying on this house to maintain it, to keep it going, to build on it, and it's been ransacked. This is my analogy. This is what I believe has happened to the union over 20 years. It's sad, but that's what's happened.